might be wondering how Donald Trump Jr. is doing since since his father, I should say, lost the election in 2020. Oh, well, from what I could tell, apparently Don Jr. might be actually doing pretty good for himself. No, I'm kidding. He's a complete mess.
Guys, Joe Biden is at it again. Reading the instructions from the teleprompter and not being able to decipher what's the quote and what's the message. He did it again earlier this week with United Steak of America. At least that's what it sounded like to me. He waved like a little child to Vladimir Putin in their meeting, virtual meeting, because, can't put Joe Biden in the same room as someone. He might let one rip. Guys, Joe Biden is what stands between us and a nuclear-capable China. Joe Biden is the guy they're going to call at 3 in the morning if there's a serious crisis with Russia. The guy that can't tell when he's supposed to stop reading the instructions. He's like Ron Burgundy, but with the real role, right? You put it on the teleprompter, Joe will read it.
Okay. Wow. So again, this was, I can only assume a drunken or, whatever cocaine-fueled rant about how, ironically, Biden is mentally unfit and old, according to them. Guy's loaded off his ass. And he's, Joe Biden is the same person that stands between us and a nuclear-capable China? I mean, that's my favorite part. But again, you notice the slurring, right? I don't know whether to laugh or to try to help arrange an intervention, which is most likely needed. But here's the thing, right? I don't know if he actually knows that China already has nuclear weapons or what. I don't know. But they've had them since the 1960s. They're already a nuclear-armed China. And so, again, I don't know if he knew that and said, he's going to stand between us and China getting nuclear weapons or between us and the nuclear-armed China. I don't know. I can't tell because he's incoherent. I don't know. But I guess that's what happens when you are not only deeply unintelligent, but are consistently, as this guy is, apparently 2 sheets to the wind. And he wants to criticize Joe Biden on mental fitness. Now, look, Joe Biden's an old man. We know that. He ain't as sharp as he used to be, of course. Stumbles over his words. And look, part of that's probably just part of the stutter that he's had for a long time. And the other part, of course, happens when you get older. And look, we've seen it before. Sometimes Biden in his speeches is on point. He's coherent. He's strong. He's got energy. And other times, he's a doddering old man that falls asleep during a meeting. I don't know. But here, Donald Trump, and again, this is really the difference here. Biden's on it sometimes. He's off of it sometimes. Donald Trump, never on it. Never on it. Always a complete and utter disaster. In fact, here's an example.
The latest act of resistance is the op-ed published in the failing New York Times by an anonymous, gutless coward.
The wall, the barrier, whatever you want to call it, it's okay with me. They can name it whatever they can name it, peaches.
A few weeks ago, on January 23rd, Venezuela's National Assembly, they are risking their future, they are risking their lives, and Venezuela's future. You've really put a big investment in our country. We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings.
In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York, and named after the great George Washington, Commander-in-Chief. Our Army manned the airports. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
Rest my case. Very stable genius. Let's just leave it at that.